I was the eldest son, the one everyone looked up to, the golden boy. But on that fateful day, as I snooped through my father's old study, I stumbled upon a letter hidden deep within an antique chest. The envelope was torn, the contents spilled out onto my trembling hands. "Dear John," it began. The name sent a chill down my spine. It couldn't be my father, but why would he write to someone named John? I continued to read, my heart pounding in my chest. "I know this is difficult, but I need you to hear the truth. Your mother." My mind raced as I tried to piece together the fragments of the letter. What could be so terrible that it had to remain a secret all these years? I found myself unable to focus on anything else, the letter gnawing at me like a relentless hunger. I sought solace in the familiarity of my bedroom, clutching the letter close as I tried to understand its meaning. Days turned into nights, and nights into days. As I delved deeper into the truth that had been hidden from me, I discovered more letters, hidden away with the same care as the first one. They all spoke of a love affair, a passion so intense it could not be contained within the confines of marriage. My mother, the strong and loving woman who had raised us, was not who I thought she was. She was a liar, a cheater, a betrayer. The pain cut through me like a knife, leaving me raw and vulnerable. I confronted my parents, the words tumbling out of my mouth in a torrent of anger and hurt. They tried to explain, to justify their actions, but it was too late. The trust between us was shattered, irreparable. My father broke down, his eyes filled with regret and sorrow. My mother, on the other hand, remained cold and detached. She refused to acknowledge the pain she had caused, choosing instead to blame me for uncovering her secrets. In the days that followed, the tension within our family grew thicker, more palpable with each passing moment. We were no longer a united front, but a house divided. The silence between us was deafening, the air heavy with resentment and bitterness. I found myself isolated, ostracized by my own family. My siblings refused to speak to me, choosing instead to side with our parents. I was alone, abandoned by those I had once considered my closest allies. As the days turned into weeks, the wounds festered and grew deeper. The anger and hurt that had once consumed me began to transform into something darker, something more sinister. Vengeance crept into my thoughts like a poisonous snake, coiling around my heart and tightening its grip with every passing moment. I knew what I had to do. I would make them pay for their betrayal, for the pain they had caused me and my family. The plan formed in my mind, a twisted dance of retribution that would bring justice to those who had wronged me. But as I stood on the precipice of vengeance, I hesitated. A voice inside me warned me of the consequences, of the darkness that lay within the depths of my soul. I closed my eyes, taking a deep breath, and made my choice. I would not be like them. I would not let anger and hurt consume me. Instead, I would rise above it, stronger and wiser for the pain I had endured. I would rebuild my family, healing the wounds that divided us and learning to trust again. But as I walked away from the darkness, I knew that the shadows would always lurk at the edges of my mind, a constant reminder of the pain that once threatened to tear me apart. The story of my family's betrayal was not one I could easily forget, but it was a story that would ultimately make me stronger, and so I moved forward, carrying the weight of my family's secrets with me like a heavy burden. But I was determined to find peace, to heal and to grow, for I knew that vengeance was not the answer, and that forgiveness was the only way to true redemption.